Roja, can you hear me? Roja, are you there?
Yeah, Shrija, I'm there. I can hear
Can you?
you.
So you can hear me, right? Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, just keep that on mute so that you can just look at the questions only on the live chat. Yeah.
Okay. No, no, I've not opened YouTube link yet.
Oh, you didn't open it.
I think it's from your side.
Okay, yeah. Now it's clear, right?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. So yeah, good morning, everyone. So yeah, I can see people joining. There are around 70 people have joined till now. We're waiting for more. Let's wait for 2 minutes until then. Uh, so I really wanna say sorry uh, uh, for a really bad technical glitch that happened yesterday. And I know many of you have been waiting for the QR session that was supposed to happen yesterday, but due to some issues which were really unexpected, and also we actually couldn't realize what was actually happening, and then we had to conduct the session for only few people, but to let you all know that do not worry about the session that happened yesterday for QR. We are going to say QR, which means quantitative reasoning. So that session is going to happen again tomorrow. So Varalakshmi is going to repeat for all of us, and I thank her for that. So yeah, and one more amazing thing is that I'm so happy with all the worksheets that have been filled up. So there are around, I think, 420 or 450 worksheets that have been done, which means you guys are actually liking our session, I feel. And at least from the responses we've got, we feel that, okay, we are making sense to you, and there is some use for us to coming here and teach you all this. And yeah, we're all really happy about that. Keep doing the same. So we will also send another worksheet after this session. So we'll also talk about how like how was the responses yesterday, and what went well, what didn't go well, and what can be done. So we'll all also talk about that. And so I think let me just check how many people have joined. Okay, so there are around 100, but yeah, I think most of you will join soon. So yeah, let me just share the screen. Okay, can you all see the screen that I shared? Roja, can you see the screen that I shared?
Yeah, Shrija.
Okay, fine. So people are joining. That's amazing. And okay, so so before we start this session, I would like to tell everybody, please be conscious while sending messages on the YouTube live chat, but because all the questions are going to be recorded. And like if there is something that is not making sense at all, you will be in trouble. So to make you all understand, please do not send any no anything that is not related to our session. Please do not post it on the YouTube live chat, because there are many government officials or many other people are going to watch it. So I don't think it will be nice for all of you also to get that, just get the name of what's wrong with this person and all of that. So please try not to do that. You don't even need to say good morning, hi, how are you, and all of that. That's not actually required. So only if you have questions, or if you're not, or like if we are not audible, or if you cannot see the screen properly, so all of these things you can ask. But other than these, because even it is for us, I mean, even it is hard for us also to go through each and every chat, and if we see continuous good mornings, that's really I mean, a lot of time waste for us. Yeah, I mean, we all know that you're also wishing from your side, wishing us from your side. We're also wishing you good morning. And yeah, so let's start the session. And so, yeah, today we are going to talk about how you understand the text and also identify cohesive devices. So, before we get into the topic, I want all of you to just look at the title, the image that I've kept in the background of the title. So, it is a chain which is locked to a lock. Um, so just look at the chain, and we'll talk about it more. Just observe that image and we'll talk about more. So, and then let's get into the overview of what are we going to do today. So Roja is going to teach why do we actually have to read the entire passage, and how is it important, and what is a text, and how do you understand the paragraphs, and how do you make sense of out of the paragraphs, and how do you make a paragraph, and how do you understand those relationships. So I'm going to teach you what are the cohesive devices, and why those cohesive. I'll tell you what is a cohesive devices soon, and why they are important. And also there are a few examples that we've given for it. And also at the end we'll also discuss about the worksheets that you filled. And we'll also have a question session at the end. I'm sorry, we're not taking any questions for now, uh, but keep sending the questions if you have any doubts at any point. uh, for the last half an hour we are going to answer your questions. In between, it's going to be really tough for us to just keep a track of your questions and all of that. And I hope everybody understand that. And um, yeah, so that is one thing. And so let's get into the sorry yeah, let's get into the presentation further. um, so Roja, can I start?
Yeah, Shrija.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Hope you are having a good day with a good start. So let me start with the question: why do we have to read? So why do we read? Actually, we read to get new ideas, right? Of course, everybody has knowledge. To develop those knowledge, what do? We read books, we read, stuff that gives us knowledge, right? So the first point that we have to remember is, why do we read? We read to get new ideas and information. And also, you know we read to learn new vocabulary, right? How do you develop vocabulary? If you read more and more, you'll get to know different words, and you'll get to learn about different words and its means. Basically, if you don't read, you will not be able to learn new vocabulary. And also discover your own opinions. How do you do that? Basically, if we look at an article, for example, so there, what do? We read in terms of, you know from the author's opinion. Suppose if we take an example of, article, what author do is, he'll be putting his opinions. Just remember this: whenever there is, article or news, whatever, what they'll do is, they'll put their opinion onto it. So there, what we are doing is, you just do not believe what author says. Of course, it is very important, but it is also very important to know your opinion. Is it correct? You have to analyze yourself by reading any article, any textbook. You have to, you know, question yourself. So it will help you when you read. And also read to analyze, as I said. And also it helps you to think logically. As I told you, everybody has, prior knowledge about things, but it develops when you think, I mean, when you read more. So which develops, logical thinking. And also um, reading will help you to understand various perspectives. Everybody has, different opinions on one subject. It will not be same. So what we have to do is, of course, you are having an opinion, but you should also understand others perspective, because everybody has different opinions on one particular thing. And also everybody has different experiences. Based on that, they they um, they'll make one perception about things. So that's why you should, when you read, you'll develop understanding and empathizing various perspectives from different views. Shrija, can you move to another slide?
Yeah.
So now the question is, what is text? What do we read actually? So we read, you know books, newspapers, articles, videos, and all. You might, you might have gotten um, a doubt, right? Actually, we watch video, but from that, you are grasping something which comes under text. Okay. And text mean, texts are result from human labor. What do you mean by human labor? Human labor is, you know um, we do not normally refer to natural objects as texts, although they too might be studied. Okay, for example, uh, what do we call, a text? As I told you, we call text, which are creative and which comes from human labor. What is human labor? Which are created by human beings, okay, and also which has meaning. Then only we call it as text. Okay. Then I'll give you examples to know more about, what is text and what can be called as text. Okay. First, if we take an example of rock, you know can we call that a text? Not, right? Of course. you know when if you, while you're going, somewhere, you have seen rock, can you call that as text? No, because it has no meaning. Though geologists will study about rocks and all, but it has no meaning. So um, when do we call that as, a text? When a sculpture, make a, um, some if he's sculpting, something out of the rock, then we find meaning from the, image that he had given to the rock, right? So which has, human labor. Human being is, by using his imagination, his hard work, he's making something out of it. Then it has meaning, right? So then we called it as text. So which is results from human labor, as I told you. These are another slide. So now we'll be talking about written text. What do we call as written text? Which is paragraph. Okay, essay, reports, abstract summaries, research papers, newspapers, articles, all are made of paragraphs. Okay. Now you might, uh, thinking about, okay, what is paragraphing, right? What is paragraph? As I wrote some point on the slide which says articles are all made of paragraphs. So now we'll get to know what is paragraph actually. So it is a group of sentences which logically develops one idea. Okay, which means when you're writing a paragraph, or you might have observed, when you're reading a paragraph, it talks about only one theme. Okay, one theme or one subject. Suppose, for example, suppose when you're reading a paragraph, maybe we'll take an example of flower. It talks about flower and its color and its volume and etc. So with few sentences, right? So that is paragraph. Hmm? And when do you call, that is not paragraph? For example, suppose, as I told you, if you take an example of flower, you're right, you should write about only about flower and its, as I told you, volume, color, smell, etc. Suddenly, you know you'll talk about cars and other stuff, then it's not a paragraph. Okay, so paragraph should talk about only one subject and one theme. Yeah, Srija.
Done?
Yeah. Then, yeah, I'm going to explain one more thing.
Yeah.
So, how do you read paragraph basically? So, you should, while you are reading, you have to keep few things in a mind. So, guessing meaning from the context which you have given and making inferences. So, how do come to conclusions while reading? You know, for that, what you have to do is, while reading a paragraph, while reading any text, you should ask questions of the text and of yourself. When do you develop that? If you read the text multiple times, then you will be able to, ask questions to yourself and also to the text. You should not believe everything what they have said. You should also have your opinions, and also you will be able to, criticize them or giving your opinion in a good way. And also recognizing a topic and main ideas. So as Srija mentioned about all these yesterday, so I don't think it required. So yeah, this is it. Yeah, Srija, you can go ahead.
Yeah. So, do you want to take questions also now only?
That will be fine, no? Actually, that would be good, so
Yeah.
that they won't be.
Huh. Okay, fine. Can do you have any questions for whatever happened till now? So if you have any questions, please put up. And yeah, so somebody is asking, sample papers and model papers are the same? Is it? I think is that your question? So if that is your question, yes, sample papers and model papers both are the same, which are available on the website that we shared. That in the link that we shared, and yeah, okay. There has been a discussion on the meaning of the word phalangeus also. Yeah, go ahead. We'll all take them at the end of the session. So please put up the questions if you have any for whatever happened till now. And meanwhile, let's just get into another topic. So our next topic is identifying cohesive devices, right? So again, um, going back to the word, um, going back to the word, cohesion. the title image that I already told all of you to what does it actually tell you? So it will show that there are many hooks which are combined together, right? Which means they have a relation with each other and they can connect with each other, right? If you want, I can go back to the image again. So yeah, if you see this, yeah, so look at this chain. All of those different hooks are attached with each other, which means they have relationship with each other and they can look like a structure when they are together, right? So like being these hooks, we can use them also, but when it becomes a chain, we can actually use it to for something like this, to lock something, or to hold something. So that way, so I'm just letting you all to try to know the meaning of what is cohesion, and how you can identify the cohesive devices in a passage that has been given to you. Okay, so cohesive devices are nothing but nothing but a relationship between the sentences and also the paragraphs, right? So when you look at a set of when you look at a text, as Roger was talking about the text and also the paragraphs, when you look at the text and also the paragraphs, what will you understand? So you see a lot of connectives, conjunctions, and pronouns and determiners, right? So, which means, so before this, we used to all we used to all conjunctions that are made, which are like, okay, I am going to school and I will go to school and have lunch. So we see the connectiveness here as and, right? So these were only the connections we need for now, at least. But cohesive devices are something that gives you in expanding the context that has been told by the author, which also compares the meaning of different set of sentences and also paragraphs, and it also tell you whether the information that you're getting inferred from a particular paragraph or a text is it old or new, or does it have any relationship with the main idea, or does it have any relationship with the sentences that are given previously, that they have been used. Okay, so and also these determiners, connectives, conjunctions, and pronouns, they will help you to connect. See, when you're okay, let me give you an example. When you are reading a passage, so you'll be reading the passage, and then when it comes to middle of the paragraph, you get a word like similarly or eventually, right? So then you get confused. What is what is happening here, right? So and also you will miss out the meaning of the entire story. So to not like do not miss it, but you have to understand the connection why the author is using similarly there, and why the author is using eventually there, because there is a purpose. So if he is saying eventually, so he's saying that, okay, somebody has done this and that has been going on, right? So he want to explain the thing that happened before, right? So he want to explain that this is what happened before, and this is what happened now, right? And when he says similarly, so he says that, okay, um, for example, yeah, Roja went to school and she had chocolates. Okay, similarly, she also went to school today and had chocolates, for example. Okay, I'm just giving you this as an example. I'm just saying similar because same thing happened before also, right? So I hope you understood. And then using the same verb tense, for example, okay, So many of you are aware of whatever the V1, V2, V3 have written all the V1, V2, V3 forms. I'm really happy about that. But yeah, verb tense is nothing but your whether you are making a whole context in the tense, in the present or past or future tense. Okay, so you have to keep a track of it. And the cohesive devices are nothing but that they make a connection between all the parts of pieces of the content. I'm not saying parts of a speech, parts of pieces of the content. Okay. um so yeah, again, whatever till now whatever I said, to just give you a one line meaning for whatever I spoke till now, it is nothing but a connection between different set of sentences, and also a connection between different connection between the ideas. So this is what you have to remember about cohesive devices. Okay, I hope I'm clear. And using the same verb tense are also will also achieve the cohesion, which means the relation of which means, yeah. So whenever I say the word cohesion,
Shrija,
one thing that you have to remember is
Shrija,
unity.
sorry to
Yeah, yeah.
interrupt you. They were saying that your voice is not clear. Many of them are saying.
Oh,
It, yeah.
okay. So is it clear now? Are they responding anything?
For me, it's
Okay, can anybody please respond? Is it clear now? Is my voice clear?
I mean, yeah, they were saying yes, no.
Okay, fine. So yeah, okay. I'll repeat it again. That so somebody is also asking what is cohesive devices means. So I explained the word cohesion in initially with the image that I gave you on the background of the title, which means tying together, or you just have to remember the word togetherness or unity. We all learned in social, right? Unity in diversity. So which means togetherness, right? Which means something have a relationship with each other, right? So cohesive devices are nothing but the relationship between different set of sentences, and also the relationship between the paragraphs. And also the cohesion will be achieved when you can actually identify the connectives, conjunctions and pronouns. So and pronouns. So so the determinants are nothing but all the articles that you use before a noun, and the all possessives that you use before a noun. So for example, if I'm saying that yeah, so for example, if I'm saying that there is an apple, so an is a determiner. An apple, so apple is a noun, so I'm using an in front of uh, a noun which is apple. So the determiners are that, even using a pronouns also. So for example, I'm saying that um, yeah, she, okay, for example, she is Srija or she is Roja, for example. So I use a pronoun before a noun, right? So whatever you use in before noun can be the determiners. And how you can identify these cohesive devices are that I was explaining. When you have a relationship between the sentences, for example, when we use similarly, okay. So I gave an example of saying that, okay, Roja went and had chocolates in the school. Okay, so this is the word, this is the sentence that comes first. And next, after 2 to 3 sentences, I say similarly, Roja went to school and had an apple today. Okay, which means I'm explaining the same idea, right? But in a two different scenarios is, but I cannot repeat the same sentence that I've done in the beginning. So what I'll do, I'll say similarly. So the similarly is a cohesive device. Okay, I'll give you guys more examples soon. Please, okay. I mean, like, don't worry now. You'll understand it, I think. Yeah, as I said, relationship between the ideas. So, repetition of key ideas. So, for example, if you have a paragraph, okay, and it's talking about, okay, let's take an example of yesterday's Fatehpur Sikri story. So, the main idea of that story is to let us all know about the historians finding out about the Palace, whether is it really there or not, or something like that only, right? The main idea. So, to let us know what is the main idea and like make us keep a track of the idea. So, the authors a trick to make us not to lose the grip of the main idea, so that they use all these cohesive devices. Okay, so and also it's not like you can repeat. So repetition means you cannot repeat those sentences that you already gave. So to use them differently, they will use few words that are connected to the sentence that has been told already. So to make that connection, you have to understand where these cohesive devices are. Okay, so again, don't freak about what is this word device. Okay, they're nothing but a set of words where which can make a relationship between each sentence and paragraph. I'm repeating it again. It's a devices are nothing but words that can make a connection between different set of sentences and also paragraphs. And again, a text which is not cohesive is never meaningful, right? For example, I'm saying that okay, I woke up early today, and I woke up early today. I am going to office, which has a little bit of a relationship. Okay, but if I say that I woke up today, and I woke up early today, and what is the prime minister is doing right now? So which have no like relationship at all, because I completely shifted my main idea to something else very different, which is not making sense at all, right? So when I'm saying that I woke up early today and going to the office, here I'm making a connection between two sentences, which is and, right? I'm saying that, so I am going to the office because I woke up early today, right? So there is a connection for the sentence which I said initially and which I'm saying right now, right? I hope this is clear. And yeah, I already told you what is hangs out together. So which means yeah, so the meaning of cohesion hangs together. So in a sentence or in a paragraph, whatever the ideas that are related to each other will hang together. So that's all it means. And also they show a logical reasoning and improves reading and comprehension skills, right? So not even comprehension skills, and also your essay writing skills also. So the cohesive devices are the best things for you to learn how to write, and also how can you make connections, right? So many of us repeatedly use the names, and also use the names and the same sentences. So to explain the previous sentence also we use the same sentence and all of that too. So to let not that happen, we can use these cohesive devices. And also they show logical reasoning in the sense that, so the author is not really giving you a direct meaning of each and every sentence. So using this cohesive device, he is making you think and connect with what happened previously. So you have to be able to understand what is that connection, right? Okay, I hope I hope I'm making sense, I'm clear. Roja, is anybody still saying that I'm not audible, or would they want repetition of something?
I think no one is saying. Someone asked, give example for cohesive.
Yeah. We'll be going into that. Um, Yeah, so why is it important to identify cohesive devices? Okay, so as you're reading it on the slide, it guides us throughout the reading in understanding the text, right? So, to understand the text, as Roja was also speaking about what is text and why do you have to read. So reading is highly for understanding and also info the information from a particular text, right? Otherwise you cannot go further. That is what that is a main that is a main idea of giving us the comprehensions, and it makes us think, right? So when you are reading a paragraph or a text, so if you are going like if you are reading it continuously, you miss out the flow fast, very fast, because of these cohesive devices. But if you know uh, a particular cohesive device is making a connection with the previous sentence or with the main idea of the whole summary or whole story, so then you will be able to understand the text very clearly. So for the entire story, you will be understanding how author is actually trying to keep a track of his main idea, and why is he, so he doesn't lose it anywhere. For example, again going back to the Fatehpur Sikri story, he started with letting us know how Fatehpur Sikri looks like, and to make us understand and also remember, he used Taj Mahal, right? Because Taj Mahal is very well known place, so that people will also remember this Fatehpur Sikri, right? So he's making a connection between something that exists there, and so that people can remember. So he don't want us to forget what he's trying to tell us, right? So that's what I'm telling you guys. None of the reading comprehensions are going to be so tough, but they are going to be logical and make you think so much. So if you are not using your brains to think about the comprehension, then you will be out. But if you're actually understanding and thinking about the different perspectives of it, as Roger was speaking, if you understand all those various perspectives, then you will be able to crack it so soon and very easily. And also it helps us reader to follow, it helps the reader to follow the main idea, as I was talking from the beginning, and understand the transitional devices. For example, so I am talking about yeah. So for example, again taking the example of yesterday's story, he was talking about the place in the first paragraph, and then again coming to the next paragraph, he started talking about the queen. Sorry, he started talking about the palace and also about Zodabai, right? So which means it is a transition, right? Because he started with talking about only the place, and then he shifted his conversation, sorry, he shifted his text to talking about the palace and also about Zodabai and what are the historians are doing around it, right? Which means, so there is a transitional device. So he'll say that so yesterday we were also looking at the sentence that started with although, and so all these words that are used to connect with the paragraph in the previous. So he will say that yeah, so in the first paragraph he's letting us know about the place, and then when he's talking about the palace, and also, sorry, when he's talking about the Zodabai palace, whether it exists or not, he was also connecting it with the historians, which is again a transition. But then when he comes to the conclusion, he says that many of the historians many of the historians believe that. So he spoke about historians, and he spoke about Zodabai, he spoke about the place, but at the end he's also making a connection with all of them, right? So he'll say then, therefore, right? So he'll say therefore, or eventually, as I explained now, just now I just gave an example of eventually. So all of these, so using therefore, hence, which means okay, this has happened till now because of that, and being a reason of whatever happened that happened till now. So here I conclude it in this way. So therefore is a cohesive device in that. Okay, I know it's making you guys understand so tough. When I go to the examples, you understand it much more clearly. So, how can we identify these cohesive devices? Your part came. So, yeah, when we were talking about repetition, so So the author, what he does is, when he is writing a story, he will actually not make himself lesser, because he wants to use different meanings, sorry, different words with the similar meaning, right? So if he's using the name initially, he'll not use the name again, because it's going to be a very 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 like, it's not going to look nice when you read the text. So he understands that. So to make the paragraph much more structured and clear, what he does, he uses the name and then uses the pronouns in the next sentence if it is having a relation with the previous sentence, right? So what you can do is to identify a cohesive device is to understand the synonyms. So synonyms, I hope everybody knows, one word having different meanings. Am I correct or am I wrong? Okay, fine. Okay, sorry, I cannot get the responses. Yeah. So okay, somebody says please repeat it again. So please specify what you want me to repeat. Yeah. So synonyms are the words that have different meanings, okay, or similar meanings that you have to find out, because synonyms is a very 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 familiar word to all of you. So please understand what is a synonym, so that you have to find out the synonyms in the cohesive devices. And also get, I want to see a few responses for this, because this is a very easy term that most of us use in our schools also. So get an additional information, okay. So when you are getting an additional information of something, so you will be able to see how a cohesive device have been used to give that additional information. So they'll say that further, and so next, further, therefore, even though. So all these words gives you additional information, so that you can identify a cohesive device there. And also get exactly you understand the text, and also to understand the main idea of your text, and also understand the sequencing, right? So this is a most important part of identifying the cohesive devices, because the purpose of cohesive devices itself to make you understand the sequence of the sentences or the text, right? So for you to be on a track of understanding the sequence, how they are early today and going to the office, okay, there is a sequence it. But if I'm saying that I woke up early today, and and I'll not go to office, yeah, that can also have a sequence. But I can say that, okay, can say that if there is a complete somewhere but not with me, then it doesn't have a relationship. But if I want to prove that that have a relation with whatever if I have a relation, like if the word I woke up early today have a relationship with what prime minister is doing today in the central in the parliament, in the parliament, then I will make a connection. If I wake up early today and I have a meeting with someone in the parliament, so then it have a relation, it have a sequence, because I'm trying to make a connection here. But if I'm not making a connection here and saying that I woke up early today and prime minister have some meeting in the parliament today, which have no order at all. And sometimes so to make us get into the trouble, what text does is, so when the author is writing a text, he's explaining one idea in one paragraph, another paragraph he actually use the transitional devices and put the different idea there. It's not a different idea, it's the same idea, but connecting with the major idea of the story. Okay, so which is very very important.
Shrita?
which means he will create a sequence for us to understand. So you have to understand that this particular information have a relationship with the rest of the
Shrita?
story. Um, yeah, Roja, would you like to say?
No, no. They were saying your voice is getting stuck.
Oh, okay. So should I just try with the earphone?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Am I clear now? Okay. Is it clear now? So am I audible? Okay, fine. So, yeah, many of you are saying that it's clear. I think I'll use this only. Um, yeah. Okay. Okay, fine. So, yeah, I was just explaining about how you can identify the cohesive devices. One is finding out the synonyms, which are getting repeated in the particular text, but you understand understand, like you have to be able to locate the synonyms and also make a connection between a get additional information and also yeah, whenever you get an additional information in a story, the words therefore, further, and eventually, so all of these words will be used to create a paragraph. And yeah, so get exemplification, meaning that using different examples to explain a particular paragraph. So that also you have to keep a track of when something has been given to you, if the text has been given to you. And also, so when the author is explaining about the text and also gives some examples in between, so you will get a word for example. Okay, so when will be the for example uses used? So whenever the author is trying to give you an example of a particular text or particular idea. So for example is a cohesive device when that can be used when it is when the author is trying to give you examples of a particular idea or a text. And understanding the sequence, which is nothing but an order of a story. So you where you can use similarly, eventually, and all of that. So you cannot actually shift from one idea to another, but to make you keep a track of what is a relation between the two different sentences and paragraphs. So they use they have to follow the sequence, which is similarly, eventually, and firstly, secondly, and all of that. Similarly, so firstly, secondly comes in the comparisons. So show result, they say it at the end, which is therefore as a result. Hence all of these are the cohesive devices that can be used to tell you a result of something. So result is nothing but for example, if I am talking about the story, what is the moral of the story? Or so that can be a conclusion. But most of the times they say that okay, this has happened as a result. I was able to go to office today or go to school today, right? So so as a result word, so the word as a result is a cohesive device to use when you are actually trying to result something. And also making comparison is also when it so if you have yeah, when we are talking about the transitional devices, when the idea is getting so when the idea is getting changed, or I mean connecting with the main idea, but he's trying to let you all know another idea that is related to the main subject of the content. So then you have to be able to make a comparison between two different set of paragraphs and understand the whole idea of a particular content. See the context, which means also related to difference. See, look at what is a similarity and also a difference between two different paragraphs, and also show qualifying, give highlight, and also show qualifying, and also already spoke about examples. So first example is Jim went out to the playground and Jim played on the swings. Okay, so in the first sentence, Jim went out to the playground is completely all right. And here the next sentence again says Jim played on the wings swings. Okay, so do I really have to put the name here? No, right? So look at the second sentence. Jim went out to the playground, and but he, which means when he is trying to when this sentence is given, it is very clear. And also here played on the swings, we really don't need to say when the sentence is getting continued, and it is only about the Zim. If there is another person, then we'll say that, then you'll explain the word here only. Okay, Zim and Tina, for example. So here only, if the noun have to be used, if the other noun have to be used, we'll say that here only. But instead of that, to keep a track of what has been told in the first sentence, I mean in this previous sentence, we use a pronoun here, which is he. Okay, so here again this sentence says he played on the swings. Okay, so I think you understood now with this example how. So this is a cohesive device here. He is a cohesive device here because this pronoun is making you get a connection between Zim going to the playground and what he played in the playground. Okay, so he is a cohesive device because it's making a connection between Zim went to the playground and also what he played in the playground. Okay, so which means the connecting these two sentences and giving you one idea out of it. So the main idea of these two sentences is Zim going to playground and playing on the swings. So this is a main idea, but he's showing the connection here. Okay, I hope everybody understood this. Okay, so now we've learned how to find out the cohesive devices in a sentence. Okay, but now we'll understand how cohesive devices have to be identified in a paragraph. Okay, so I personally believe that libraries are among humanity's most important institutions for several reasons. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can make any connections between this set of words. It's whole one sentence. And firstly, most of humanity's collective knowledge is okay. Collective knowledge is stored in libraries. Secondly, libraries protect and preserve this knowledge. They also classify or group the materials into logical and easily available divisions. Furthermore, Libraries make the materials available to everyone and even provide librarians to help us find what we need. Finally, libraries are our link to the past and our gift to the future. In conclusion, libraries are important institutions for humanity. Okay, so here I want all of you to take a minute and please tell me what are the cohesive devices are in this. Okay, so I personally believe that libraries among humanity's most important institutions for several reasons. There is no cohesive device in that at all, because it's all one sentence and we really don't need to make a connection here. So next, firstly, most of humanity, can you make any cohesive device? Sorry, can you identify any cohesive device here?
Srija, they were asking you to, repeat it again, and also they were saying your voice is not clear. See comments on.
Okay, somebody said firstly is a cohesive device. Okay, fine. So, okay, let me go back to the example again. So, here, okay, Zim went out to the. Here, none of the cohesive devices have been used in the first sentence. And when it comes to the second one, Zim went out to the playground. He played on the swings. Okay, so I am saying he is a cohesive between the first sentence and sentence. Okay, so which means the author or the person who has written this particular sentence is not trying to put the name here and make it. It's making a connection between the sentence that has been explained here and also what is being done here, which means he's making a connection between Zim going to the playground and also what he played in the playground. Okay, so he is not using these sentences saying only about Zim because he's not explaining about any other person or about any other idea. See, the idea is similar here, right? Him going to the playground and playing on the swings. So the idea is similar. So then why does he have to use the different noun again? He doesn't need it, right? So if you want to use and talk about two people, so he will explain like for example, Zim and Tina went out to the playground and they played on the swings. So when here if they is used, then that can be a cohesive device that is getting that is making a connection between the playing on the swings and also them going to the ground. I hope I'm clear here now. Okay, I don't know why am I not clear. Roja, am I clear to you?
Yeah, you were clear,
Roja, am
but
I clear to you?
yeah, you were clear, but in the starting, your voice was, getting stuck. Your voice is
Oh, okay,
breaking,
fine.
Srija. Yeah.
Okay, so Roja, like, can you explain this connection to them again if I'm not clear? If my voice is not clear, I think you are clearly audible to them. Just explain them, no, this sentence.
Which one, Srija? Srija, you there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not able to. Okay. Can you check the comments so that I can?
Yeah.
You want me to read or explain them?
Yeah, explain the sentence so that they can understand.
Okay.
Okay, 1 second, let me respond. So, Rupi Reddy, Joy Sam Reddy, okay. I know you are getting irritated with our internet connection, but yeah, I really have no idea why is it happening. So it's not a problem with me; it's a problem with Wi-Fi, and so I really cannot go and fix it right now. So please, I hope you understand. If you want a clear description of whatever happened, we will give you, but try to understand our situation too. Yeah, explain.
Clear?
Yeah,
No, I think now you are clear. Go ahead.
oh, okay, fine. So I think, I mean, I was clear when I was explaining this part also. So I'm asking all of you to please read this passage. Okay, so this particular paragraph, and identify the cohesion to all of you. Why people are responding, answering to the questions that I'm asking, which means there is a problem with your internet also, right? So try and also be in a place where you also get a good connection. And yeah, so many of you are responding and many of you are giving me answers, which means few people can hear me. And okay, example is clear, please go further. Okay, so I want all of you to identify are the cohesive devices in this paragraph.
Voice is breaking now.
So yes, let's see one cohesive device. Okay. Somebody said firstly is a cohesive device, and secondly is a cohesive device. Okay. And next, okay, they also a cohesive device. Great. Yeah, we can put and in between the sentences, and it's also a connection which can makes a relationship between two different sentences. Okay, so that's what I was explaining in the beginning itself. Determiners, conjunctions are, right? And is a conjunction. So conjunctions, pronouns, so all of these you can use, so if you find them in a paragraph, yeah, so they make the sentences. So I hope I'm clear about that. So okay, let me just go to the next slide. Okay, see. So, as many of you said, yes, firstly is a cohesive device, secondly is a cohesive device, and libraries protect. So, here, secondly, libraries protect and preserve this knowledge. Okay, so and is also a cohesive device because it's making a connection between libraries, and what does it actually give us? Okay, they also classify or group the materials into logical entities. So also is a cohesive device, which is making a continuation of the previous sentence. Okay, and or is also a cohesive device, which is saying that even though I am giving you which gives a meaning, different meaning, but they both are similar. They both have a relationship. Classifying and grouping the materials have a relationship even though they have a different meaning. So are the cohesive device or tell us that there is a connection between classifying and grouping the materials even though the more. This is also a continuation of a cohesive device. So libraries make the material available to everyone and even provide librarians to help us find what we need. Finally, libraries are link to the past and are gift to the future. So he says, whenever you want to, okay, Roja, am I audible now?
Yeah, Srija, you are.
Okay. So yeah, finally is a cohesive device that is getting you to the end of the context or the content and telling you that okay, we all spoke all of these about libraries and their uses of the library and how does it help us and all of that we've said. And I want to say are the link to past and to gift to the future. So here he says libraries are important institutions for humanity. So here he starts with libraries, and then I want to say this in between. Yeah, and then in conclusion, libraries are important institutions for humanity. So here they are saying that when it comes to conclusion, he's saying that okay, libraries are giving us these many uses, and they have an important purpose to have, so the libraries have an important purpose for the humanity because they are helping us in a lot of things. So this is a connection with the whole set of paragraphs and also the sentence. Yeah. So so the end sentence gives us the idea of the
Your voice is breaking down.
yeah, Roja, tell me.
Your voice is breaking a lot this time.
Is it clear now?
Yeah, now it's clear. In between, I don't know what's happening. It's getting
Okay.
stopped.
Okay, fine. So I'm just quickly explaining. Yeah, when it
Yeah.
comes to conclusion, they're trying to give you the main idea of the entire story and letting you all know that okay, so we have a purpose of having a libraries. So because whatever explained in the story in the content initially are the reasons for getting this conclusion. Right? So libraries are important institutions for humanity. So libraries are cohesive devices that can be used at the end of the content to give the main idea and so yeah. Yeah, so here I want all of you to look at the understand the cohesive devices here. My brother hates playing badminton. My sister likes playing badminton. So what are the cohesive devices in that? Or using cohesive devices, how would you rewrite this sentence? My uncle will visit us next week. He will bring a basket of apple. So you see, he is a cohesive device here. Okay, her cat died yesterday. That's why she is sad now. Okay, and the children keep playing football. Their parents do not allow them to play football. How do you rewrite this sentence? Henry's rabbit look. Uh, Henry's rabbits look happy. Henry takes care of rabbits very well. So here, do we have to use this name again? So try and work on these sentences. If you don't find any cohesive device here, how would you rewrite this sentence using a cohesive device? Yeah, so uh, please put up the doubts and the question clearly. But yeah, I can still take up the questions and repeat it again. We still have time. I hope I am clear right now. Please do ask the questions if I am clear, or yeah, I'm really happy to repeat it again. Is my voice is breaking again? Okay, fine. So I'm just gonna wait for a minute for all of you to ask a question. So if you have any questions about the cohesive devices, please do ask me here. I'll wait for a minute. They is a cohesive device. Who said they is not a cohesive device? They is a cohesive device. So I said, when in the example that I gave you about Zim going out for the playground. So if there is another name, for example, added, for example, Jim and Tina went out to the playground and they played on the swing. So here I'm saying, so I'll put a full stop till Zim and Tina went to the playground, and then I say they played on the swing. So which is, they is making a connection, right? So they is a cohesive device. Yes, you are right, Shailaja. Cohesive device is nothing but making a, nothing but a relationship between the sentences to give you a to keep you a track of the main idea, and to not to lose out the main idea of the content. Uh, um, Chandrakant, I really didn't understand your doubt. Please ask me clearly again. Yeah, okay. So somebody is asking me, why didn't I mention a cohesive device they in the sentence in this paragraph? Because so there is a continuation of a main idea in the story to say that. So there is a word. Also. So also means something that has been getting continued. Okay. So if there was no also, then they could have been a cohesive device. They can also be, the word they also can be a cohesive device, but in a different context, right? So now you have to understand the context. That's what we've learned yesterday, right? So whenever whenever you are whenever you are doing a comprehensions, it's always to understand what is actually a particular sentence is telling you. So when you understand the line that has been given previously, like in the sentence that has been given to you initially, then you will understand why he has put also, which means he's also telling you that similar thing is happening or the continuation is happening. Okay. So that's why also have been used here. Chandrakant, I'm really not understanding what you're trying to ask. Okay, ma'am, in the sentence 3, that's why is a cohesive device. Which one? Let me check. Yeah, so that's why instead of using that's why, what can you use? So I'm asking you to think about rewriting that sentence using any of the cohesive devices that we spoke till now. Or if you think that that's why is a cohesive device, how can it be a cohesive device? Is it making a connection with the sentence that has been given before? So you can write it like, she is sad because her cat died yesterday. Okay. Or you can say that Shrija is sad today. Shrija is sad now because her cat died yesterday. So because can be a cohesive device that is making a connection between Shrija being sad and also cat dying. Okay. So I'm asking you to rewrite these sentences with the cohesive devices. If you think that there is a cohesive device which is making a sense, which is giving you an idea and a purpose of the sentence, then it's okay, keep the same. So for Chandrakant, I repeated the third one. Sorry, I repeat the third one again. So you can rewrite the sentence saying that Shrija is sad now because her cat died yesterday. Okay. So I'm asking you all to rewrite these sentences again, all of these sentences using the cohesive devices. Okay. So if you think that cohesive devices are already there and you don't need to use anything, then it's okay. But realize whether you're getting a main idea or not. I hope I am clear now. Okay, fine. So let me go to the next slide. So yeah, many of you were asking the questions. So this is the discussion on the worksheets that have been filled by all of you. Sorry, most of you. So I am really happy with the response we got. That was a huge. So many of you were asking about increasing your vocabulary. Okay, I think I'm not audible. So am I clear now? So increasing vocabulary. So see, most of the times improving your vocabulary can only be done by the practice. Most of the times, mostly the practice only works. But if you guys would like to really learn and work for it, so there are different website on the word of the day. You can subscribe to it, and they'll give you one word per day so that you can use that word every day. So if you want, we'll also put up some links where you can actually subscribe to word of the day. And there are also apps which reminds you a word per day, and then you have to make sentences using that word for the entire day. Okay, so that can be one thing. And try speaking in English every time. And yeah, so that is all we can say. I think you all better ask your English teachers so so yeah,
And also
whatever.
read more.
Yeah, keep reading. I mean, especially for your APU entrance examinations, mostly reading only works. Mostly reading only works. Okay, I'm repeating, reading only works. Okay, so keep reading stuff. And so, and also many of you needed an explanation regarding the worksheet of V1, V2, V3 forms. So V1, V2, V3 forms are nothing but they are the verb tenses, verb forms which are used in three different tenses, which are past, present, and future. So many of you responded to it, but then also few of you are asking explanation regarding that. I mean, I really cannot spend time explaining V1, V2, V3, but yeah, you can all of that. But so why I said they're all important is because when you're reading a story or a passage, you have to understand in what tense the author is actually trying to talk to you, right? So if he's talking about something historical, he'll use the past tense, right? So you have to be in a position to understand whether he's talking about something that is already happened, and whether he's talking about something that should happen further, or whether he's talking about something that is happening right now. Okay, you all have to be clear about that. That's why I asked you to learn and just go back to V1, V2, V3 forms again. So that is only the purpose, but yeah, it helps you a lot. And yeah, I think we are done. Okay, so let me just give an overview. Okay, so we have spoke about why do we have to read. Okay, in that, so Roja, would you like to conclude? Would you like to give an overview of first three?
Okay, yeah. So why do we read? Basically, as we all know, we have to read to improve our knowledge and to get to know more ideas and all. So, and also, what is text? I think I've seen few comments where they were asking me to explain text again. So I'm explaining it now. So text. Text is nothing but which comes from, you know, um, human labor. What do we call, you know, why do we call books, newspapers, articles are text? And why are we not calling uh, um, rock as text? Because it has no meaning. Though, rocks and all studied by geologists, we can't, say that it is text because it has no meaning. Meaning comes when the sculpture give a shape to it. Then we will try to find out a meaning what it is saying. So yeah, basically, newspaper articles all are created by, by using ideas and all, right? So that's why, we are calling those as texts. Paragraphing, as I told you, you know. Hello, Srija, am I audible?
Yes, you are
So,
audible. Yes.
yeah, what is paragraph? Paragraph is nothing but it is a set of sentences which logically develops one subject, which means it should talk about only one thing and one subject. Then we can say it is a paragraph. We should not, suppose I'm talking about flowers and suddenly talking about, suddenly getting something into it where there is no connection, then we are not calling it as paragraph. Hope I, given you the glimpses at least. Srija, I can't hear you.
Oh, yeah, I was muted. Sorry. So they're also asking about the difference between the text and also the context. So would you like to explain that, Roja?
Text, as I told you, text is nothing but, which was created by human labor. I mean, um, one second. So context is nothing but it's a, situation. Context means, how do I say? Context and text is very different. Text is nothing but, newspaper reading all these. Context is nothing but, background.
Yeah. So yeah, so basically text is a set of words, So text is something, so the words which forms as a sentence and all of that. So text is what Roja is explained exactly. But when it comes to context, it actually gives you the main purpose of what is text is telling you. Okay, what is the text is trying to inform you, and what is the whole text is surrounded by. So context is nothing but, for example, so I am giving a text of Charminar. Okay, so I'm saying Charminar has a history and it was built due to okay, am I audible? My internet connection is unstable again. Okay, am I audible, Roja?
You are Srija.
Okay, fine. So, for example, if I'm explaining about Charminar, so I'm giving a text of that, and also I'm talking about what happened, what is the history behind the Charminar, right? So here, when I am talking about a history, I am giving you context of when it happened, right? So context is nothing but the purpose, and that tells the meaning of the text, the entire text, and when it happened, why it happened, and how it happened. So it actually give you, see, context is nothing but explaining about a particular situation or a time. So now I'm talking about the history, right? When I'm talking about Charminar, I'm explaining the history of it. So the history is a context. In what context? So if I'm talking about the future, I'm talking about the driverless cars. If I'm talking about driverless cars, then I'm talking about future, right? So I am talking about driverless cars in the context of the future. Okay, so I'm not saying history, past, present can only be the context, which means in whatever the support that you are taking for your text is a context. Okay, so I hope you understood. So yeah. So let me give an overview of what we spoke till now. What are the cohesive devices? Okay. So we spoke about what are the cohesive devices. Cohesive devices are nothing but which have a relationship between the sentences and also the paragraph to make connection and understand the main idea, and also to do not lose the main idea of the paragraph or a story that has been given. Okay. And then why they are important, why the cohesive devices are important again, is to keep the readers, make the understand readers, to make them understand the content clearly, and also make them think about the flow of the paragraph or the sentences, and also to make the connections between them, whether the information given you is an older one or the newer version of it, or does it have any relationship with something that has been given in the initial sentences, right? And also we were also talking about few examples in a sentence and also in a paragraph, and also given you on the worksheet about improving the vocabulary, and also what is the other thing, increasing so yeah, improving your vocabulary and uh, your responses. Yeah, so the yeah, your responses, and also whoever wanted an explanation for verb tenses, I suggested you to please to talk to your English teachers and get the list, so that you actually can understand what is the passage is actually trying to tell you, in what tense is it trying to continue the story, so you'll be able to understand of learning v1, v2, v3 forms. So we have another 5 minutes for all of you to give us questions. Okay, keep asking questions. I'm looking at all of your questions. I'll respond to it. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, we will send more examples, and yeah, sandarbhamu, yeah, context meaning sandarbham. Yes. So, yeah, okay. Since many of you keep on asking me the questions of context, so context is nothing but in which scenario the text has been given. Okay, so in which surroundings the text has been given to you. So that is what, and somebody is also explaining it in Telugu. So okay, so and yeah, next class, yeah, we are going to do the model papers only. We are doing completely reading comprehension in the next class. um Okay, I'm really, I don't know any, I have no idea of whether the subject that I am teaching is of intermediate or not. I'm really I really couldn't go back to intermediate textbooks. I'm sorry for that. Okay, we will explain the model paper. Explain previous papers, ma'am. So which are the previous papers you mean? So the previous examination, APU entrance examination question papers, or explain about contextual clues. Okay, cohesive devices connection between sentences. Yes, instead of use because not understood, madam. Okay, fine. Many of you are asking about the contextual clues. So contextual clues are nothing but in a sentence, if you don't know a particular, if you don't know the meaning of a particular word. So let me just go back here. Yeah, so like for example, if you don't know the meaning of the word preserve, okay, so yeah, so if you don't know this know the meaning of this word preserve, how will you understand the sentence? Okay, so then what will I do? I'll understand the sentence with the help of the libraries. I know the meaning of libraries, I know what is the meaning of protect, and I know this knowledge. Okay, so I know the meaning of these sentences in this particular sorry, words in this particular sentence. So I know the meaning of these words in this particular sentence, so that I will understand what is this sentence is actually trying to tell me with the meaning of preserve. Okay, so then I'll understand, okay, preserving is also something that that is related to protecting. Okay, so libraries protect and preserve this knowledge. Okay, so which means with the words that are present in the sentence other than this term that I don't know the meaning, with the help of other words, understanding the other words in a particular sentence, I'll also understand the meaning of this term that I don't know the meaning of. Okay, so now I know what is preserve means, because I understand the sentence using these words that are present in the sentence, and I support the meaning of this particular tough term with the help of other words that are present in the sentence. I hope I am clear in about the contextual clues. No, you don't need to read intermediate textbooks for this at all. Please keep reading comprehension if you have it in your intermediate textbooks. Otherwise, you don't need to go through the entire textbook. So if you have a reading comprehension, go through that. Yeah, we'll give you work. Somebody asked you some other questions also. Okay, what is the meaning of technical glitches? So the technical glitches are nothing but having some technical issues, which are not having enough Wi-Fi, or not having a stable internet, or laptop not working, or laptop not supporting, or so all of these are the technical glitches. They are nothing but technical issues. So what is the meaning of contrast? Okay, so let me give you an example in this way. For example, for like yeah, I think girls will understand so easily. For example, if you are buying a sari, okay, so if you are buying a sari in a blue color, and these days it became so trendy of wearing a what contrast blouse to your sari, which means the opposite color of a blouse, but it still suits the sari, right? So um, there is when it comes in English into the passage, yeah, so when it in English, when it comes to the passage, so you are using a different word which gives the meaning of which is suitable for the main idea. Okay,
So for example, yeah, so this saree thing is one example. It is a different color to your saree, but it is still matching with your saree, which means there is a contrast, but still they both have a relationship. There is a difference, but still they have a relationship. Okay, so the sentence that is given to you has a difference with the sentence that is given to you initially, but still they both have a relationship. Even though they both are different, but they have a relationship. So the contrast is nothing but the relation having a different set of sentences. Yeah, so what is the syllabus for the exam? There's no particular syllabus for see. So I wanted to tell you all, for reading comprehension you have around 20 questions. uh, so two passages will be given in English, and so for two of those passages you have 19 questions. And then for quantitative reasoning, Jagdish will explain it in the afternoon at 2 o'clock, sorry, 2:30. Yeah, so there is no syllabus, and downloading hall ticket and all of that, please go to the website and check. Otherwise I will also check. I really don't know the process for it now. I'll also check it and let you all know in the WhatsApp groups. And yeah, please do not send all these messages. They are very trouble, like they're so troubling. And I'm sorry for using the word nonsense, but it is a nonsense. Please do not say good mornings, and also, okay, do you remember me, or hey, hi, and talking to your friends. You have a different platform for you all to talk to your friends, so please use that platform, but not this. Explain the previous papers, we'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, am I missing out any other questions? Last 2 minutes. Yeah, so we'll give you worksheets by 10 o'clock. Okay, maybe by 11 o'clock. I'll give you a worksheet, and please do fill it again today. And I'll also give you all the contextual clues also, because so yeah, yesterday what you all did, you wrote the meaning of the word, but you didn't explain the contextual clue. So I've given you a space to write contextual clue, which means you have to tell me what is a contextual clue. So what in a particular sentence, what made you to understand that term you don't know the meaning of. So you have to explain me that. How to download, that's what I'm saying. I'll also look at it and let you all know. All subjects comes in exam. Only for common aptitude you have English and quantitative reasoning, and for descriptive part of writing you have different subjects which you opted for. Different subjects meaning you have only one subject if you opted for biology, or you will have only maths if you opted for mathematics. Not all the subjects together you will get in the descriptive writing. Maximum marks to select, I don't know. I really don't know the cutoff. I think it's not even set on the website, maybe. So yeah, so I am ending a session in a minute. So we are very sorry for whatever happened till now, about my voice not being so clear and all of that. I hope you all understood what I tried to tell you mostly yesterday and today, tomorrow. So tomorrow will be the last session for English. We'll start the descriptive writing from day after tomorrow. So whatever the questions you have, please do put them on the Google form we send you right now. And please do answer them. And also many of you are asking me questions. So please put your questions in the Google form. So please put your questions in the Google form itself, so that I can answer them. And please put your questions in the Google form itself, so that I can answer them on our phones. So you don't need to send a screenshot because your names are anyway will be recorded on the Google form. So I hope everybody is clear, and thank you for being so patient and understanding. I know many of you are getting so irritated of me not being so clear, but I mean, we'll look into that technical issues and make it clear. Yeah, but if you have any questions, if you have any questions regarding any of them that have been taught today, please do respond in the Google form or ask us personally or put it on the group. Yeah, mostly we prefer putting the questions on the group. Yeah. So Roja, would you like to say something?
No, actually not. But if they have any doubts regarding, text, paragraphing, and all this stuff, which I taught, so I'm happy to help them in the group if they post. And also, I'll share the, points which I taught you. So I think it will be helpful for
Notes.
you guys. Yeah, I'll send them. And thank you,
Yeah.
everyone. And thank you, Shrija.
Okay. That's okay. Okay, fine. So yeah, bye everyone. Thank you so much.